Good morning. All right. Happy to be here. Happy to have you here. Hope everyone's doing well today. And for our practice today, I've got my props nearby that we'll be using. If you don't have these, you can always make do without props or with alternatives. So I've got 2 blocks. If you're ready for everything that comes along, as always, modify, take the options that you need that feel right in your body. Make this practice work for you. All right, safety is most important, and then a sense of curiosity and playfulness is next most important in a yoga practice. We want to explore the movement, explore how it feels in the body, and learn and grow from that versus kind of torquing ourselves into any certain shapes just for the sake of arriving in a pose. So let's settle into our seat, sit tall. Hands can rest on your thighs or in your lap. And if you're comfortable, you can go ahead and close your eyes or just look down at the space in front of you. Check in with your body. If there's anywhere you may be able to relax here. Maybe that's the jaw, the shoulders, the hips. Stay for a few breaths to settle in, and I invite you to become a little heavier with each exhale, weighing you down through the sitting bones. And with the inhale, lift through the spine, you become just a little taller. Exhales connect you down. Inhales lift you up. Connect and grow. We'll take a centering breath practice today. As you continue to breathe, I invite you to just lengthen each aspect of your breath cycle. So the inhale is a beat longer. The pause at the top of the breath here, it's a beat longer. The exhale down, a little longer. And then pause here at the bottom as well, a little longer. And then continue in this cycle. Trying to smooth the edges and the transitions between one part of the breath to the next, so that instead of each breath having a start and a stop point, it's a continuous cycle. And take about 2 more rounds on your own. Returning to your regular breathing when you're completing this pranayama practice. When you're ready, bring your hands to your heart. Thank yourself for creating space for this practice today, for showing up on your mat. And if you'd like, you can choose another intention for this practice, sending energy to yourself or someone you love. This week there are a lot of religious holidays, so you may like to send some love out to family that you might not get to see this year who you usually see. On an inhale, stretch your arms up tall, wiggle the fingers, circle your wrist, look up. As you exhale, right hand comes down by your side, left arm up and over, a nice big side stretch. Heart forward, hips evenly rooting. Option to look up, breathe in. And out, back to center. Both arms out and up. Exhale, float the left hand down, add your side stretch. So both hips still rooting down, heart shines forward. Option to look up, breathe in, even more length. Exhale to center. Both hands up. Through the heart. Connecting breath and movement. Inhale. Exhale to heart. One more time. This time, interlace your hands. Exhale, bring the hands behind your head, elbows out wide, heart forward, breathe in. Breathing out, right elbow dips down, left elbow lifts. Just side stretch. That's probably a little bit smaller than the supported with the hands version. Inhale up. Exhale, left elbow down, right elbow up and open. So not rounding and collapsing forward here, but lifting open. It's a bit more of a core workout. Take it one more time. Right. Inhale up and left. Inhale up and exhale, release. Take a couple of shoulder circles, any neck movements you need. We're going to come to our mats. You can slide the blocks aside or anything else you might be sitting on. I'll place mine over there. Inhale into a cow pose. Heart lifts from your tabletop position as you exhale, block. Hands pressed down, chin to chest. Inhale, open up. And exhale, round. So you can continue with cat and cow if other movements feel good. Always add those in. We'll meet in a neutral spine position in the next breath or so. When you're ready, find your neutral spine. Ribs knit in, low back is long. Step the right foot back. Keep the strength in your back as you lift the hip. Try not to roll open, but keep the right hip dialed down. Back leg is active. Starting to work on balance. Left hand forward now. You might choose fingers down, or you can flip the arm up. Inhale here. As you exhale, knee to elbow underneath you. Round like cat to create space. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to round. Inhale, lengthen. Last time, exhale, round. Lengthen on the inhale. Stay as you exhale, bend the knee, reach around. Maybe find your foot back there. If it's hard to find your foot, you can also use a strap to make that connection. Start to kick into your hands. You can look forward and down or forward if it's comfortable for your neck. Breathe in and exhale, let it go. Sit back, give your wrists a break. Inhale, arms sweep up. As you exhale, hands to the low back or to the kind of top of the glutes, and the knees are hips width apart. It's a very gentle camel back bend here. So the hips are forward, the heart lifts. Breathe in, my elbows pinch towards each other. One more, inhale. And exhale. Return to tabletop. If your wrists need any movement here, add that in on your way. If you need a round of cat and cow or some other movement to create space in your body and decompress, take it. We'll meet in neutral spine. Zip up the ribs, strengthen the low back, and then float your left leg behind you, even with the hip, and hips even with each other. Stay here, working balance. Right hand can walk forward or float the arm up. Breathe in to extend. Heel through fingertips. Exhale, knee towards elbow under you. Maybe tapping, maybe not. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Last time through. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round and tap. Inhale, lengthen, pause. Bend the knee, reach around somewhere back there, find your foot. You might have a different experience side to side. Go with it. Kick into the hand or into the strap or towel. Lift your heart forward. Take a breath in. Let it go. One more. Inhale. And exhale to release. Coming back, inhale, arms lift into a second camel pose. We're calling this baby camel, more of a warm-up version of camel. So press through your shins. Knees again are hips width apart. Fingers point down. Heart lifts. Hips are forward. And we enter the back bend. Breathing here. 2 breaths. And then rising up. Come forward. Shoulder circles, wrist circles, anything you need. We're going to head into downward facing dog next. So tuck the toes under, hips lift up and back, and start to pedal your legs out, taking any extra movements that feel good in your body as you arrive. Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can keep any amount of bend in your knees here. Hips reach back, all about lengthen the spine. Keep the fingers and knuckles gluing to the earth. Breathe in. And out. On your next inhale, come forward, high plank. Arrange the shoulders over the wrists, and you may need to step back, finding your full plank. Breathe in. Low belly pulls up and back, downward facing dog. Repeat this. Inhale forward, high plank. Exhale, up and back, down dog. Once more, inhale forward. Exhale, down dog. Breath in and out. Step your feet together now in your down dog. Lift high on tiptoes. Start to lift your right leg high. Stay with the tiptoes. Keep your heel lifted and then lower the left heel down to the earth. Right heel lifting. Inhale, heel pump on that bottom ankle. So the left ankle lifts and lowers. Try to keep the right heel high. Take one more breath in. Lift as you exhale, knee to your nose. Place your right foot up between your hands. Whether it goes in one step or not, help it up there. Coming into your kneeling lunge, Anjaneyasana. If anybody needs padding underneath the left knee, always set that up for yourself before moving on. Work in strength and stability here in your kneeling lunge. Check in with the knee over the ankle, hips stable, lift of the heart, lift of the core, and lifting out the arms. Breathing in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale softens the shoulders, maybe softens the hips if you're comfortable to go deeper. Breathing in. This exhale, left hand to right thigh, right hand reaching back. So a kneeling twist here. Try to keep your head over your hips. Untwist, both hands come down, frame the front foot. Back heel, knee lifts. Breathe in, take the right foot all the way up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, set your foot down. Second side, left leg will lift. Three-legged dog, lift up high on the tiptoes on that right ankle. Play with it here. Can you get your left heel any higher as you lower the right heel down? So a couple of ankle pumps. Working the hamstring stretch, working the calf stretch. Lift high, breathe in, keep the left leg lifting and then knee to your nose to place the left foot up between your hands. Back knee comes down, set up for the kneeling lunge. Work in comfort areas of the joints and stability. Build the foundation from the feet, from the knees, up through the hips, the core, the heart, and then the arms. As you arrive, check in with your shoulders, anywhere else that you may be able to release some tension that you're holding on to, let that go. Letting your hips sink maybe farther into the pose now. Breathe in and out. Keep pressing into the front foot, right hand over to the thigh, left arm back as you add your twist. Working with a steady gaze here can really help to balance, especially in these twists and balance poses. So finding a place to keep your eyes can be really, really helpful. Well, untwist, hands come down to frame your front foot, back toes under, left foot back, three-legged dog, and then set your foot down, down dog. Inhale forward, high plank, shoulders over wrists, elbows stay in close to your ribs as you lower down. Come on, all the way to the mat. Untuck your toes, inhale for a baby cobra. Roll the shoulders away from the ears and lower down. Inhale to lift, exhale down. One more inhale, lift, your choice. It could be baby cobra, you could be ready for upward facing dog. Thighs off the mat because you press into the hands and feet strongly. Exhale, make your way back either to child's pose or right to down dog. This is your daily reminder that child's pose is always an option, rest is always an option. Connecting with your breath, always an option. Toes under, we'll meet in down dog when you're ready. Inhale and exhale. With your next exhale, when it comes along, bend the knees, look forward, walk or float your feet to the front of your mat. Inhale to flat back and exhale, forward fold. Pressing through the feet, inhale, rise all the way up, arms sweep up and release by the sides, mountain pose, Tadasana. We're gonna move through Surya Namaskar A, sun salutations twice. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge and fold. Inhaling, flat back. Prepare, hands to the mat. Exhale, step or jump back. High to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana, your version of Vinyasa flow. Inhale, open heart. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Press into the mat with hands and feet. Let the heels melt. And the neck relax. With your next breath out, look forward, walk or hop your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Pressing through your feet, rise all the way up. Inhale. And then bending the knees, come on forward and down. Uttanasana. Flat back, breathe in, prepare. Exhale, hands down, stepping or jumping. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, any back bend. Exhale, any transition to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. In and out breath. Hips lifting, tailbone draws back. In and out breath. Bend the knees, look forward, walk or hop your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Pressing through the feet to rise, arms lift, gaze lifts, and release for mountain, Tadasana. So we're gonna move through Sun Salutation B, Surya Namaskar B, a little bit faster. Breathe in, sit low, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold, release. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, hands down, stepping or jumping back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, your back bend, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. With the inhale, right leg lifts. With the exhale, knee forward, foot between hands, back heel down, warrior one, breath in. And breath out, return to earth, hands down, step back, chaturanga, or all the way down. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Knee to nose, foot between hands as you exhale, back heel down, warrior one as you rise. Breathe in. Exhaling, hands return, step back, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale for the back bend. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Reset. Settle. All fingers, all toes. Here. Ground you. Root you. Knees bend, look forward, walk or float your feet forward. Flat back, inhale. And forward fold, exhale. Sit low, chair pose, Utkatasana. And rise. Release mountain pose. Nothing really gets a harder rate going like a Surya V. So let's sit low, chair pose. Inhale here. This time as you exhale, arm sweep alongside you. Find a flat back position. So I'm pinching the shoulder blades towards each other. My palms face the earth. And I'm not poking the ribs forward here, but drawing the core in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sit back into your heels and down. Lift the arms for chair. So we'll repeat. Inhale, find that flat back. Weight is in the toes. As you exhale, weight shifts to the heels for your chair. Once more, inhale, rock it forward, be strong. As you exhale, sit low, chair. One breath in and forward fold, let all that go. Take a ragdoll forward fold here, knees can be bent. You can hold opposite elbows or interlace your hands at your neck, anything that feels best. And sway it out side to side, shake your head, move around. Walk your hands to your shins or your thighs for flat back, breathe in. And exhale, optional vinyasa. So you can go right to down dog if you're getting a little too hot. Or you can add the vinyasa flow if you want that heat and strength building into this practice. We meet in downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift your right leg high, and then take your knee forward, your foot between your hands. Back heel spins down. We're gonna go for a wide warrior one stance. So my left foot is far out to the left side of the mat. Coming up, right foot and right knee face forward. And I've got the hips as square as I can to the front of the space. Heart forward. Let's start with the hands at the heart center here. Breathe in, press into the back foot, especially the pinky side of that foot. So strength in the back leg with the strength and bend in the front leg. Inhale, arms reach up. As you exhale, we're going to add a tricep stretch. So I'm going to bend the right elbow, hand might be somewhere along the back, and just lifting the elbow up with the left hand. So stay here with your stretch. You can also trace circles on the ceiling. Just move in a way that feels good for you. Trace a couple of circles the other direction. We'll all make our way back to center. Square the hips. Press into that left pinky foot, or pinky edge of the foot. Release your arms up, maybe look up. And exhale, hands come down. Lift the back heel, shift into a runner's lunge so the feet are on their own train tracks. Left hand can stay where it is, or you can bring a block under to come into a twist. Right arm will lift here. Breathing in, rotate. Left ribs towards right thigh, and then right ribs up and over. Inhale. Exhale, both hands return to the mat. Step back. Take it through any flow. Together we meet in downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. With an inhale, lift your left leg, three-legged dog, knee to nose, foot between hands. As we set up for warrior one, take your right foot in the back, farther out to the side of the mat, so that as you come up, you have a wide stance. It's a little more gentle on the back and the hips for now. So squaring hips to the front of the room, pressing into that back foot, and letting the front knee just come to about 90 degrees over that front ankle. Hands can start at heart center or reach up if it's feeling good. And then we'll take the opposite tricep stretch. So left elbow bends, my hand reaching somewhere along towards my back. And then the right hand to the elbow to lift it up. And you get the stretch here in the triceps. You can stay as you are if this is enough. You can also experiment with movement here, tracing circles on the ceiling with that left elbow. And if you're taking that movement, make sure you go both directions, feel things out. You can get a little sticky, a little sensitive. We breathe with it. And release the arms when you're ready. Exhale, hands come on down, turn the back heel up, reposition the feet, hips width apart, right hand stays on the mat or finds the block, left arm up in your twist. Right ribs towards left thigh, left ribs lift up and rotate over and open. Inhale. Exhale, both hands down. Stepping back, high plank, your choice, child's pose, down dog, or through any vinyasa. Remember that modifications are always options. Your practice needs to meet your needs, not anybody else's. Breathing here. In and out. Next, inhale, lift your right leg, three-legged dog. As you exhale, right knee towards right elbow as you come forward, squeeze, clench, and then send it up and back, right leg high. So moving through our core planks, knee towards nose, come forward, kiss your knee, send it up and back, inhale. Knee towards the left elbow, squeeze, and kick your foot out to the side. Back heel spins down. This is a reverse or fallen triangle. So I'm pressing into the pinky edge on that right foot, lifting the hips, maybe opening up the heart. If you need to modify this, you take the knee down underneath you. Let's take one more breath. Left hand returns to the mat, pivot back through, lift the right leg, and stack your hips open. Bend the top knee, fire hydrant stretch. Inhale. Exhale, square the hips, knee to nose. This time through center. Right foot up between your hands. Back heel down, warrior one. Rise up. Warrior two, open. So I've got a bit more space between the feet. Right toes, right knee, right arm, all flush and forward. Core strong, hips even. Pressing into the pinky edge still of the back foot. You can gaze over the front hand, inhale. As you exhale, tip forward, forearm to thigh, side angle. Don't get too comfortable. Inhale, lift up, reverse warrior. Side stretch, we're gonna fly through these two poses. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, up and back, reverse warrior. One more time through, inhale it up. And back. Stay with the upper body as is. Straighten your right knee, lifting up here into a reverse triangle. Now tip yourself upright. Hips shift back, right hand reaching forward, and then release down to your shin or to the block. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Glue the right big toe down. So this inseam is strong on the front leg, and the outer edge of the back foot still presses down. From that stability, heart opens. Left hand lifts. Breathe in. Breathing out. Bend your front knee. Take the forearm to the thigh for side angle. And you can take the arm over your ear to complete this long diagonal from the back heel all the way up through the fingertips. If you're working on other variations here, you're always welcome to add those in. A half bind might feel good today. Full bind if that's part of your practice. Explore it. We'll breathe. And then we'll release. Both hands down to frame the front foot. Lift the back heel for runner's lunge. Breathing in here. Breathing out, step back, down dog. Inhale. As you exhale, bend the knees as much as you need to. We're going to head to dolphin pose, and that's bringing the elbows down to the mat. If it's too intense to have your forearms parallel to each other, bring the palms to touch. Instead, it's a little bit less intense for shoulders, but either way, lift your hips. You might be able to walk your toes a bit closer here into your nose. For dolphin pose, core lifts, heart presses to toes. Hands press to mat. Inhale. Exhale, make your way down to child's pose. Rest and reset. The next place we'll meet together is downward facing dog. If you'd like to take another vinyasa on your way to down dog, you can add that in. When you're ready, you can transition back to downward facing dog. We've got some heat and flow to build on this left side. So in downward facing dog, we'll inhale left leg into three-legged dog. As you exhale, knee towards left elbow, squeeze it forward, clench it in, and then send it up and back. Inhale for our core planks. Knee to nose, squeeze, kiss the knee, send it up and back. Inhale. Exhale, knee towards right elbow as you add the twist, and then kick that left foot out to the side. Pivot the back heel down into your fallen triangle. So the hips lift, and I'm pressing into the pinky edge of that left foot. Super strong. Using the obliques here a lot. Inhale and exhale. Hand back down, knee to nose, up and back. Last time, open up your hips for the fire hydrant stretch, and then knee to nose, left foot between your hands. Back heel spins down, rising up for warrior one, and then open warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2, and take just as much care and setup here with your second side, feet rooting down. Check in with the knees, with the hips, with the core. Build your pose and arrive. When we first come into a pose, we come into about our 80% expression. As we settle, we get deeper, we get stronger, and we more fully express our shapes. We'll inhale to side angle. So come on forward, explore it, and then keep that open hip as you reverse warrior. Come on forward, and we'll flow. So that's moving with breath. Inhaling and exhaling. The next time that you come into your reverse warrior, hold it, and then straighten the knee. Come upright. If you need to shorten your stance before triangle pose, do that. Hips back, left hand forward, and then releasing into your Trikonasana, triangle pose. Again, build it from the ground up. Left big toe grounds down, inseam on that left leg strong. Back foot fully grounding down. And then add the rotation in the hips, the core, the heart. We'll begin the transition now into side angle, bending the knee, forearm to thigh, right hand still straight up, or choosing your long diagonal. Find your expression. We've got 2 more breaths. Be here. Release hands to frame the front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. You can choose dolphin pose again if you'd like power dog or turbo dog, sometimes called. We can add that in as well. And if you're saying no thank you to all that, you can stay in down dog or take a regular vinyasa. If you're working on the turbo dog, slight bend in the knees, hips really lifting. What we do is try at the same time, bend your elbows almost to touch the mat and then push back up, down dog. Bend and up and bend. Up, try 2 more. Keep the core lifting. Keep pressing the mat away. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, right foot between hands. Back heel down, warrior 2, rise up and open. Inhale, this time reverse your warrior. Exhale, find your side angle. Breathe in. This time, take your top hand to your hip as you exhale, look down, and this is where a block may come in handy, or whatever you're using to be your block. You're gonna reach it ahead of the pinky toe, about 2 feet. Inhale, press into the right foot, fly forward, Ardha Chandrasana. Half moon balance, the right toes still forward, left hip open, left heel flexed. Stay here, or take the top arm up. Breathe in. If you're working with any other variations, play, you might like to bind here, bending your top leg, reaching back for your foot, and then kicking into the hand. Breathe in. Breathe out with control, release. Float back. Warrior 2. See how it goes. Reverse your warrior. Stay with your reverse, straighten the top leg or front leg. Inhale, come upright. All 10 toes to face the left side of your mat here. Inhale, hands to hips. Lift the heart. Exhale, drape yourself forward. Hands release to the earth or to blocks. Prasarita Padottanasana, wide leg forward fold. If you need movement here, add it. If you need stillness, be still. 4 breaths. If you're working headstand practice, you can add it on this side or save it for the second side. Inhale and rise. Walk your hands to the front of the mat. Bend that front knee. Lunge. Lower the back knee down. Inhale up to a tall kneel. You're going to flex the front foot. Breathe in. And exhale, half split, Hanumanasana. So another opportunity here as you come forward to use those blocks under your hands for support. You can also experiment a little bit here, dialing the toes out, in, just working the stretch through the hamstring, maybe out to the IT band, getting this where you need it. And then coming up, bend the knee. We'll meet in downward facing dog. If you'd like to add your vinyasa flow, add it in when you're ready. Find your down dog. Breath and body are your guides. On an inhale, left leg lifts high. As you exhale, knee to nose, foot between hands, back heel down, warrior 2. Rise up. Breathing in and out. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, side angle. Finding your expression. Breathe in. Taking the right hand high and then to your hip. Look down, find a block, something you'll bring with you. Starts on the pinky edge of the foot and then walks forward. Fly into that front foot for your Ardha Chandrasana, the half moon balance here on the second side. Go ahead and explore and play. Stack your right hip over the left. Back leg strong and flexed. Maybe the top arm lifts again. You're welcome always to play with other variations. For example, the hand getting lighter and lighter on the block, or working into the Chapasana bind, in which you bend the back foot, reach and kick into the hand to add that bowing back bend. Breathing, working with your balance, release to warrior two. Arrive and settle. 2 feet down, let that feel good. And then all 10 toes now to face the other side of the mat. You can take any forward fold, hands to hips again. If you'd like a shoulder bind, you can interlace behind you. We'll take our Prasarita Padottanasana here on the second side. 4 breaths. If you're in a bind or worked your way to a headstand, release that down. Hands to the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, walk yourself forward. Hands frame the front foot. Stepping back. Downward facing dog. Oops, excuse me, step that left foot forward again. We need to release the back knee down and come on up for Hanumanasana. Here we are. Flex the front foot, hips square, inhale, and hinge for your exhale. You may find you need the support here under your hands. Might be kind of massaging your leg or rotating, toes in, toes out. Find your full stretch. When you're ready, rebend that front knee. Now we'll step back, downward facing dog. And again, if you'd like that vinyasa flow here, you can add it in. Hold me in downward facing dog. Everybody take a full breath in. Open up the mouth, sigh it out. Again, like this. In through the nose. And out. Start to bend your knees, look forward, walk, or float your feet forward on a flat back. Inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Breathing here. Come back towards flat back. Separate your feet hips width apart and then go a bit wider, about even mats width apart. We're going to come into yogi squat malasana. My hips are going to sink down. Elbows come inside the knees here. And I start to lift the heart up to meet the thumbs. If you need to be higher up in your squat, that's fine. You can also use support to sit on here. Press into the pinky edges of the feet. Squeeze between the shoulder blades to peel the hips open and the heart open also. Breathe in. Breathe out. Right hand will come down in front of you on a diagonal. This is also an opportunity to use a block. So block or the mat. Inhale. Left arm lifts. And so from the front kind of looks like this. We'll take a breath. You can work a full or a half bind here. Roll that shoulder open. And then return back. We'll take that on the other side. Hand down. Right arm high. Staying here, keeping the hips opening. Or if you're going into the half bind, wrap around, or your full bind. All your weight shifts, by the way, into one foot. Center it out. Unwind, untwist, and lift into a forward fold. Heels behind the widest parts of your feet. Take your hips for a little sway side to side or figure eight here to release. And then walk your feet in, hips width apart. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, sit low, chair pose. Tap into strength here. Inhale. Exhale to rise. Release. Got a shoulder stretch coming up here. You can hook the thumbs behind you or interlace if that's not so accessible. It's a great time to grab your strap. or something else that you can use to connect your hands here in the back. So any of those. Inhale, lifting the heart. As you exhale, feet are still hips width apart, just a little bend in the knees. Start to roll forward, belly to thighs, head releasing. And the hands come into this deep stretch for the shoulders. This bind can be too intense. If it's too intense for you, or you get shooting pains, please release. Or take your hands wider on the strap till you find a place where you can tolerate it. From here, if you're doing all right, what you'll do is begin to straighten, say, the left leg slightly. You can kind of rotate, peek towards the left side of your room, and you get an IT band stretch here in addition to the shoulders and the hamstrings. Gently back to center. Start to straighten on the right side, peek over towards that side of your space. And return to center. Everybody release your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands come on down, step back, high plank, breathe in. This time as you breathe out, knees release, take your blocks or your books onto your mat. And this can be done absolutely without the blocks as well. If you don't have them, we're gonna do a shoulder opener here, similar to child's pose. And so the blocks start wider than my head, shoulders width apart, that's what's important. Then I've got my hands up to my shoulders, I'm gonna snuggle the elbows forward, and then release into somewhere between puppy dog and child's pose. So the hips are pulling back, the heart is melting down, and the forehead might be getting to the mat. So if this becomes too intense, take your elbows without blocks just to the mat. Do this in child's pose. If this is not intense enough, you can place your blocks on a higher setting, build up the height to get deeper. And then switch which hand is on top so you get a nice reciprocal opening in the shoulders. Gently release the hands forward, we'll come up. From here, take your blocks around behind you. You're gonna place them on the tallest setting, just outside the hips here. We'll inhale up to a tall kneel. And this is a kneeling pose. We're gonna revisit Camel Ustrasana. If you need extra support here underneath your knees, set that up first. As I set up, I'm gonna check that my knees are hips width apart. So looking down, they are. I'm gonna inhale, hands to the low back, lift the heart, tuck the tailbone under, squeeze the glutes, press the hips forward, breathe in, lift the heart as if it were kind of lifted by a balloon. Heart lifts up and open, and this may be your camel pose. Stay here. Or for more, keep sending the heart forward, the hips forward, maybe reaching back to find those blocks or your variation of the pose. Breathe in here. Breathing out. If it's comfortable, let the head drop back. Otherwise, let the neck support you. Inhale. We'll come back up. Exhale to sit. Hands can relax here on the thighs or at heart center. Let the low back release so the tailbone drops down. Eyes may close. Check in with your body. With your breath. Inhale, release your hands. We will take a second camel pose. I like to build into my back bend, so I'm lowering my blocks just one setting, but find what works for you, right? That may be a repeat or even a backing off of your first version. Inhale, you can also experiment with the toes tucked under in the back or not tucked under. As you lift, get tall, tuck the tailbone, squeeze the glutes, pinch the elbows, heart forward, hips forward. Keep rooting through the knees, hips forward, build it up, open up the heart, and then maybe begin into that full camel, lean back. Hands stay at the low back or reach back for your supports. Breathing wherever you are. 2 more breaths. Inhale, rise. And exhale, release. You can take one or both of your blocks. We're going to slide it between the heels so you have a supported seat here. Virasana, hero's pose. So I've got the block just between my heels. I'm sitting on it to support my knees. Sit tall. As you exhale, cross your left hand to your right thigh. Your right hand can either be at your low back for support or maybe on the other block for the twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Trying to sit tall. Let the tailbone release down as you rotate. Back to center, we'll move all the blocks aside. And stretch out the backs of the knees after that hero's pose. We'll come to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathing in here and out. On your inhale, lift the right leg, three-legged dog. As you exhale, knee to nose, foot between hands, help it forward. Inhale, look forward. As you exhale, pyramid pose with a wide stance. So the hips are square, the right knee might straighten, might be bent. We hinge and fold overward. Breathing in and out here. As you inhale, rebend your front knee, look forward. And then pop up the left heel into your standing leg split. Breathe in. Left heel lifts. One hand may come to the right ankle. The other hand may come to the right ankle. Maybe both. Play with your balance. Keep the left heel lifting, the hips as square as possible. Breathe in. And breathing out. Left foot down next to the right. Sit low, chair pose, Utkatasana. As you exhale, rise and release. We're going to take dancer's pose now. So the right leg stays planted. I'm just going to back up so I'm more in the picture, but you're fine at the front of the mat. Starting from Tadasana, move into our Natarajanasana pose. It's one of my favorites. So right foot plants. Catch a hold of your left ankle. Draw the knees towards each other first. Core strong. This could be your quad stretch. This could be your balance. If you want more, you start kicking into the left hand. Heart forward, hips square, kick, kick, kick. Maybe reach the right arm up. This may be your dancer's pose. For more, keep kicking into the hand. Send the heart forward. Draw the toes back. It's as if it were drawing a bow. So the bowstring of the foot and the hand pull back to shoot the heart and the right arm forward. Right? And if you can't get your foot in this version, you can always use your strap or your towel to make that connection. We'll inhale and rise. Release. Shake that up. All right. Coming back to the front of my mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Flat back, breathe in. Your choice to get to down dog through a flow or skip. Downward facing dog. From here, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Knee to nose, foot between hands. From your runner's lunge, begin to straighten the left leg, wide pyramid pose. So hips are square. And we fold over the front leg. Many blocks here, you may bend the left knee. Be with your sensation. Inhale, lifting the heart, rebend your front knee, runner's lunge. Shift weight forward. Draw the belly in to press up into your standing leg split. So that right heel lifts, hips are square, nose towards left knee. You may be staying here or playing with balance, one hand, two hands. Okay. This is where that sense of curiosity and playfulness kind of come in. Right foot will land next to the left. Sit low, chair pose, Utkatasana, and rise. And so we'll take dancer's pose now on the second side. Natsarandasana here. Root through the feet, lift in the core. And you've got the foot. So one thing you can do with your thumb down is a little more accessible. That's what we did on the first side. If you're working a little more heart opening, which we have done today, take the thumb up, grab the inside of the foot. And so that's a variation you can experiment with here. When you're ready, you may kick it into the hand, lift the left arm, find your version, right? And it's all about the pulling back to propel yourself forward. Right? Where do you need to draw back so that you can press forward, meet your goals, whether that's something literal in this pose or more figurative in your week. Breathe through the challenge. Rise. Release, let that go. Inhale. From mountain, lift the arms, lift the knees, exhale, fold. Flat back, breathe in. Exhale, final vinyasa if you're taking it. Otherwise, coming down to your mat. We're going to come onto the stomach here. Final supported back bend of your choice today. Maybe cobra, maybe locust. If you're loving all that opening we did, maybe you go for Dhanurasana and knees in, kick into your hands to lift. So any back bend, 4 breaths. Inhales, lift. Exhale, stay. Exhale, release. Bend your knees, windshield wiper the knees side to side. Hands alongside the ribs, inhale up. Exhale. Press yourself back to sit. Gonna take our twists now. Extend the left leg long, step your right foot over, inhale tall, wrap, either hugging the knee in or elbow around the knee. Seated spinal twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Even weight in the sitting bones here. Back through center, switch legs, sit tall, wrap, or hook the elbow. Find your twist on this side. Send the legs out in front of you. Give them a shake. We've got an outer hip stretch next, so come on down onto your back. Take the knees in with you. Give yourself a gentle rock here, side to side. Left foot down, right ankle crosses supine pigeon. If you'd like any other hip stretch, take that alternative. In your supine pigeon, try to let your shoulders relax. A couple of breaths here. Nowhere to go. Just caring for yourself now. We'll transition to your second side. Find your supine pigeon. Your experience here without judgment, with appreciation for all that your body can do. Some days we surprise ourselves. Some days our body needs to kind of send us messages that we didn't know about already. Our work is to be receptive and understanding. Release the feet, take the knees for a windshield wiper, side to side. If you prefer Supta Baddha Konasana here, you can bring the feet together, knees open. We have done quite a bit of back bending, so you might like to complete our stretching today with a spinal twist. So take take the option that your body's asking for. Allow yourself to settle and breathe. If you're in a spinal twist, head over to your second side. If you're in Supta Baddha Konasana, you can stay right there. Take any other stretches that you need. As we head back to center, the only place left to go is Shavasana. Today for Shavasana, if your blocks are still nearby, it might feel great to just slide those underneath the knees and get a little back support. Otherwise, any Vinyasa, any Shavasana shape that feels right for you is exactly where you should be. As you come into your final relaxation, let expectations go. Let go of control over your breath. Breathe and be here now. Please stay as long as you like in your Shavasana. When you're ready to move on, begin by deepening your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And rock your head gently side to side. Arms reach overhead, full body stretch. Knees curl in as you roll to one side. Eyes can stay closed as you trust yourself to come up to a comfortable seated position. Or soft gaze down in your space. As we complete our practice today, notice any sensations here in your body. Float the hands to heart center. Revisit an intention if you chose one, or a dedication. With utmost gratitude to yourself for everything you're capable of, for taking this time for yourself. And with gratitude from me to you for sharing this practice, we end by saying namaste. All the goodness in me salutes and honors all the goodness in you. So namaste. Thank you for sharing this practice. Messaging, I'll put that information below. If you're liking the videos, please give me a thumbs up and like the video. Subscribe to my channel. Feel free to share with friends, family, anybody you think may be interested. And again, my name is Arielle Rose Yoga. Arielle Rose. This is my yoga channel, so welcome. If it's your first time joining us, thank you. And I wish everybody a happy Easter, a happy Passover, all the other holidays of this week, birthdays. It's a big week for birthdays in my family. So have a wonderful week, everybody. I'll be back next week for more yoga. Take care.